I woke up later than I meant to. Sunlight halfway up the wall. The neighbors had their windows open. Someone's radio played down the hall. I left my phone beside the charger, pulled a sweater from the chair. The cafe at the end of the block had an empty table there. Nothing waiting, nothing overdue. Just a quiet morning coming into view. First cup, steam against the window. First sip, let the whole room slow. No need to know where the afternoon will go. I've got nowhere I need to be. First cup, that's enough for me. The person at the counter smiled and asked if I wanted the usual. I said, make it something different. They laughed and chose for me. A dog slept underneath the next table. A bicycle leaned against the glass. Someone turned a page behind me while the morning wandered past. Every little sound fell into place like the day had found its pace. First cup, steam against the window. First sip, let the whole room slow. No need to know where the afternoon will go. I've got nowhere I need to be. First cup, that's enough for me. All week long I watch the hours count themselves and disappear. Today the clock can't keep its distance. I'm already here. Maybe rest is not a place we reach. Maybe it begins with something small. First cup, morning through the window. First song, playing soft and low. I'ma take a walk when the sunlight starts to grow. But for now, I'll let the moment be. First cup, a slow Sunday waiting here with me though. The door opens, a breeze moves in. I take another sip. Found a little table next to the morning light. People passing slowly, everything feels right. Coffee on the windowsill, steam begins to rise. The city wakes so gently under open skies. Nothing has to hurry, nothing has to change. Sometimes all we need is a slower page. Window seat, watching life go by. Clouds are drifting across the sky. Every little moment feels brand new today. Window seat, I could stay this way. Someone reads a novel, someone hums a tune. Children cross the sidewalk, summer coming soon. Music fills the silence without asking why. The morning keeps unfolding, one smile at a time. Let the hours wander like a quiet breeze. Every tiny heartbeat finds a little peace. Window seat, watching life go by. Clouds are drifting across the sky. Every little moment feels brand new day. Window seat, I could stay this way. Maybe happiness never makes a sound. Maybe it is hidden in the days we found. No destination waiting up ahead, just another sunrise painting everything. Window seat, morning all around. Golden colors softly falling down. Every little memory starts from days like these. Window seat, exactly where I wanna be. Blank notebook on the table, morning light across the page. Coffee warm in both my hands now, nothing asking me to race. Outside someone rides a bicycle, leaves are dancing in the breeze. Everything feels a little softer, like the world can finally breathe. No destination, no perfect plan, just this quiet moment, exactly where I am. Morning pages, one line at a time. Simple words begin to shine. Every little thought finds another place to land. Morning pages, written by my hand. People pass beyond the window, smiles without a single name. Somehow every ordinary picture never looks the same. Sunlight moves across the notebook, shadow follows with the day. I don't need the perfect answer, just enough to stay. Little conversations inside my mind, slowly turning into something kind. Morning pages, one line at a time. Simple words begin to shine. Every little thought finds another place to land. Morning pages, written by my Maybe every weekend starts like this. Small beginnings, easy happiness. Nothing loud, nothing more to prove. Just another page waiting to be used. Morning pages turning into songs. Little memories carry me along. Every quiet morning has a story of its own. Morning pages always feels like home. Ooh. There's a little corner cafe just beyond the traffic light. Same old wooden chairs are waiting in the soft September light. Someone waves across the counter like we've always known each name. Funny how the smallest places never really stay the same. Nothing special, nothing new. Still it feels like coming through. Little corner, little place always puts a smile on my face. Every quiet morning starts a little brighter there. Little corner meets me anywhere. Records turning in the background. Coffee slowly fills the air. Morning papers, sleepy laughter. Simple moments everywhere. Outside bicycles keep rolling. Flowers dancing in the breeze. Every little sound reminds me life can move this easily. Take your time, there's no race. Sunlight falls across this place. Little corner, little place always puts a smile on my face. Every quiet morning starts a little brighter there. Little corner meets me anywhere. Maybe home is not a building. Maybe home is how we feel. Every smile, every hello makes the ordinary real. Little corner, stay a while. Coffee warming every smile. Every peaceful morning feels a little more complete. Little corner where my weekend always begins. I left the dishes in the sink, pulled on the shoes beside the door. The air was warmer than I thought, so I didn't take my coat. A bakery was setting out fresh bread behind the glass. Someone watered flowers while a delivery bicycle passed. I had nowhere to arrive, and all the time I needed. Around the block, just taking in the morning. Around the block, with nowhere else to go. Every street I know looks different when I slow down. Maybe I don't need to travel very far. Around the block is enough for now. I stopped to read a handwritten sign outside a secondhand bookshop. A cat was sleeping near the door like it owned the whole sidewalk. The park was full of folding chairs and children chasing birds. I bought a drink from the corner store and listened to the neighborhood. Nothing on the calendar could feel as good as this. Around the block, just taking in the morning. Around the block, with nowhere else to go. Every street I know looks different when I slow down. Maybe I don't need to travel very far. Around the block is enough for now. A crowded window. Today I finally noticed how the sunlight reached the trees. There was never anything missing, I was only moving quickly. Sometimes the familiar is exactly what we need. Around the block, the afternoon is starting. Around the block, the cafe doors are open wide. Every ordinary corner has a story waiting there. I might take the longer way before I head back home. Around the block, one more time around. The key turns in the doorway, fresh bread underneath my The curtains move when the window opens. A little after 10, I heard the sound of cups and dishes from the apartment overhead. There were messages I could answer and places I could be, but the sunlight on the kitchen floor looked good enough to me. But we can wait outside, I'm not inviting it in. No plans today, nothing written down. No train to catch, no need to leave this town. I'll make another coffee, let the record play. There's nowhere I would rather be, with no plans today. Found a book beneath the sofa with a river seat inside. A page I must have stopped on sometime last July. The laundry turned beside me, the kettle clicked again. I watched a cloud move past the window and forgot to check the time. Maybe doing nothing is something that I need. No plans today, nothing written down. No train to catch, no need to leave this town. I'll make another coffee, let the record play. There's nowhere I would rather be, with no plans today. dishes can wait, the phone can ring. I don't have to answer everything. No plans today, the afternoon can choose. Walk beneath the trees or staying in these shoes. I'll leave the door half open, let the warm air find its way. Sometimes the best part of the weekend is no plans today. Side too. The sunlight moves across the room. The windows are all open, curtains dancing in the air. A little breeze is carrying the smell of flowers everywhere. Kids are laughing in the distance, someone whistles down the street. The world is moving softly with an easy kind of beat. Nothing feels too heavy, nothing feels too far. It's the kind of morning that reminds me who we are. Sunday breeze blowing through the trees. Every little moment comes so naturally. Take my hand, we'll wander anywhere. Sunday breeze, there's magic in the air. The coffee shop is crowded, but nobody seems in a rush. Old friends share another story under skies of silver blue. A little dog keeps running across the open park, leaving tiny footprints like a simple work of art. Every smile we pass feels a little brighter now. Sunday breeze blowing through the trees. Every little moment comes so naturally. Take my hand, we'll wander anywhere. Sunday breeze, there's magic in the air. Maybe life is made of afternoons like this. Tiny conversations and ordinary bliss. No fireworks above us, no grand parade, just the warmth of another Sunday. Sunday breeze, stay a little longer. Every little heartbeat feels a little stronger. If tomorrow comes, we'll meet it when it's here. Sunday breeze, keep me right here. The afternoon was leaning through the branches overhead. We found an empty table near the flower shop instead. You set your coffee down and watched the people pass. Someone rode a bicycle across the painted crosswalk. There was nowhere else we needed to be. Stay a while, the day is moving slowly. Stay a while, there's still some light to see. We don't have to fill the silence or decide what comes next. Stay a while and let the moment rest. The waiter brought the check but left it folded by the glass. We kept talking about nothing while another hour passed. A bus stopped at the corner, then disappeared from view. You said we could take the next one. I said that works for me too. There's always one more minute when nobody is counting. Stay a while, the day is moving slowly. Stay a while, there's still some light to see. We don't have to fill the silence or decide what comes next. Stay a while and let the moment rest. All week long we kept saying later, like time was something we could save. Now the shadows cross the sidewalk and neither one of us feels late. Maybe this is what we needed, a place without a reason to leave. Stay a while, the evening can wait outside. Stay a while, there's still a little gold in the sky. We don't need a perfect ending for the day to feel complete. Stay a while right here beside me. The chairs begin to move inside. We finish what is left. I picked up something from the bakery and carried it across the square. The grass was still a little damp, but spring was everywhere. An empty place beneath the branches was waiting near the pond. I sat down with my breakfast and watched the morning carry on. Nothing needed my attention for an hour or two. Park bench underneath the trees, warm air moving through the leaves. People come and go while the clouds drift overhead. Park bench, let me rest my head. A runner stopped to tie a shoelace, a child waved at passing birds. Two old friends shared a newspaper without needing many words. I heard a distant bicycle bell, then laughter from the lawn. The city felt a little kinder with the traffic nearly gone. I had spent the week I know the quiet hours can clear a crowded mind. The world will still be waiting when I stand and leave. For now the shade and open air are all I really need. Park bench, afternoon arrives. Soft gold settling on the ground. I may take the longer path before I head back home. Park bench, thanks for slowing me down. I fold the empty bakery bag and watch the sunlight move. Streets are glowing after yesterday's light rain. Tiny puddles hold reflections like they're calling out my name. Every doorway feels familiar. Every smile comes naturally. There's a flower shop on Main Street, colors spilling to the road. Someone tunes an old guitar outside a little home. The breeze keeps turning pages of the paper in my hand. Nothing asks for anything except to understand. Exactly where I want to be. Sunlit steps taking me somewhere. One more smile floating through the air. Every corner finds another little view. Sunlit steps, everything feels followed the path past the fountain where the roses reached the rail. Someone left a folded newspaper beside an empty chair. A gardener was trimming branches, humming underneath their breath. I slowed down near the lavender and let the fragrance settle in. For a while, the noise felt far away. Garden stroll, taking every turn slowly. Garden stroll, let the colors lead me. Nothing on my mind that cannot wait until tomorrow. I'll follow where the pathway goes on this garden stroll. We spread a blanket near the willow by the pond. Someone sketched the old stone bridge before the clouds moved on. I stopped beside the greenhouse where the glass held all the heat. Tiny drops along the windows caught the sky beneath my feet. Every breath made room for something new. Garden stroll, taking every turn slowly. Garden stroll, let the colors lead me. Nothing on my mind, they cannot wait until tomorrow. I'll follow where the pathway goes on this garden stroll. Kept looking forward, never noticing what grew beside the road. Now the smallest leaf can hold my attention, and an hour can feel like somewhere I belong. Garden stroll, late sunlight through the branches. Garden stroll, every season leaves its traces. I may not remember every flower that I passed, but I'll carry home the quiet that I found on this garden stroll. The gates begin to close. I take the final path around. I carried 2 cold glasses through the screen door to the shade. The wooden boards were warmer where the afternoon had stayed. A neighbor waved across the fence, then disappeared inside. You moved a stack of magazines and made a little room beside you. There was nothing left to finish, nothing calling us away. Porch swing, moving with the warm air. Porch swing, going nowhere. Let the houses turn their lights on one by one along the street. Porch swing, this is all we need. This is all we need. A delivery truck passed slowly, then the neighborhood grew still. Someone practiced scales on piano through an upstairs windowsill. We talked about the week ahead and left the sentence halfway done. The sky was changing color, but neither of us noticed when. Some conversation do not need an ending. Porch swing. cars turn their lights on one by one along the street. Porch swing, this is all we need. This is all we need. Places can be the ones we miss the most. A glass beside the railing, your shoes beneath the chair. The sound of evening settling like it had always lived there. Porch swing, stars above the rooftops. Porch swing, let the whole week stop. We can leave tomorrow waiting at the other side of sleep. Porch swing, stay here with me. The glasses gather water. The street becomes quiet. The bakery had sold out of the bread I came to buy, so I crossed the narrow avenue beneath a cloudless sky. I found a wooden table where the branches touched the wall, set my drink beside the railing and watched the red leaves fall. The change of plans felt better than the plan. Maple shade cooling down the pavement. Maple shade, let the hours fade. I don't need to know what waits beyond the afternoon. I could sit beneath these branches until the rising moon. Maple shade, keep me here today. Couple shared a past street at the table next to mine. Someone drew the passing rooftops with a pencil and a line. The bells above the doorway rang whenever someone came. Every face was unfamiliar, still the place felt just the same. Nothing had to happen for the time to feel well spent. Maple shade cooling down the pavement. Maple shade, let the hours fade. I don't need to know what waits beyond the afternoon. I could sit beneath these branches until the rising moon. Maple shade, keep me here today. By the things I crossed away. Now a drifting leaf can hold me longer than a crowded day. Maybe slowing down is not the same as standing still. Maybe peace arrives when we finally let it. Maple shade, evening through the branches. Maple shade, every color changes. I'll remember how the air became a little cooler here, and how an ordinary back again. The last leaf reaches the table. I finish what is left. The clock above the kitchen was a little after 12. I opened up the cupboard, found a plate upon the shelf. The radio was playing something quiet from before. Sunlight crossed the counter and reached halfway to the door. There was nowhere else I needed to arrive. Half past noon, the whole day still before me. Half past noon, nothing calling for me. I can leave the dishes and let the kettle sing. Half past noon, feels like the start of everything. I carried lunch out to the balcony with a book I meant to read. A sparrow landed on the railing and disappeared behind the trees. Someone laughed across the courtyard. A screen door closed below. The hours moved without announcing exactly where they had to go. I stopped counting minutes and started noticing the view. Half past noon, the whole day still before me. Dishes and let the kettle sing. Half past noon, feels like the start of everything. All week long I waited for the weekend and almost filled it like another working day. Now the empty spaces feel a little more important. There is something good about having nothing left to chase. Half past noon, the sunlight keeps on moving. Half past noon, I finally stopped choosing. Maybe I will wander, maybe I will stay. Half past noon, there is plenty left of today. The book remains unopened, the tea has nearly cooled. The toast was getting colder while we talked beside the stove. You poured another glass of juice and turned the music low. The clock had passed 11, but neither one of us cared. There were plates across the counter and sunlight everywhere. We missed the usual hour, but nothing felt too late. Late breakfast, coffee afternoon. Late breakfast, dancing in the kitchen to an old tune. Leave the table crowded, let the whole day wait outside. Late breakfast, we have all the time. You cut the fruit unevenly, first slice. We laughed about the photograph that made it look so nice. The neighbors crossed the courtyard carrying flowers and bread. We talked about going somewhere, then stayed inside instead. Every plan became a reason to remain a little more. Late breakfast, coffee afternoon. Late breakfast, dancing in the kitchen to an old tune. Leave the table crowded, let the whole day wait outside. Late breakfast, we have all the time. Maybe time is better measured by the stories that we share, not by how quickly we get anywhere. Late breakfast, sunlight down the hall. Late breakfast, no need to hurry at all. We might take a walk when the shadows start to climb. A perfectly unplanned day. The dishes wait beside the sink, the final record plays. I wandered through the flower market, colors dancing in the sun. Every little corner blooming like the day had just begun. Someone wrapped a small bouquet with paper, twine, and care. The sweetest kind of ordinary was waiting everywhere. I wasn't looking for anything at all. Flower market, brightening the afternoon. Flower market, humming a familiar tune. Every little blossom painted smiles across the street. Flower market made the weekend feel complete. A little bell above the doorway rang whenever someone came. Fresh perfume filled the air, though every flower had a name. An old couple chose some tulips, a child picked a sunflower. I stayed a little longer, losing track of every hour. Nothing needed changing, nothing felt too far. Flower market, brightening the afternoon. Flower market, humming a familiar tune. Every little blossom painted smiles across the street. Flower market made the weekend feel complete. make it a day I won't forget. I'll remember all the colors long after I get home. Flower market always feels like home. Raindrops gathered on the awning as I stepped inside the store. Rows of stories lined the shelves like I'd been here once before. Someone softly turned a page near the window by the light. Coffee drifting through the hallway made the afternoon feel right. Outside the rain could take its time. Bookstore Rain falling through the silence. Bookstore Rain, everything feels timeless. Every page I open brings another place to see. Bookstore Rain, keeping company. I found a book with folded corners someone must have loved before. Tiny notes inside the margin made me smile a little more. The weather slowed the whole town down. Nobody seemed in a race. Sometimes all you really need is one familiar place. Every quiet hour finds a gentle tune. Bookstore Rain falling through the silence. Bookstore Rain, everything feels timeless. Every page I open brings another place to see. Bookstore Rain, keeping company. Maybe every story starts with one small door. Maybe every rainy day can offer something more. The clouds will pass, the sky will clear, but I'll remember being here. Bookstore Rain, one more chapter waiting. Bookstore Rain, no reason to be hurrying. Every little read began so quietly. Bookstore Rain, stay a while with me. The record found its rhythm with a little crackling sound. Sunlight crossed the hardwood floor as the melody came around. I leaned back into the sofa with another cup of tea. Nothing felt more important than where this song could lead. Every spinning moment slowed the world somehow. Vinyl afternoon, turning nice and easy. Vinyl afternoon, keeping perfect company. Every little melody finds another memory. Vinyl afternoon, stay with me. Dust was dancing through the window like it knew the perfect beat. Outside, someone crossed the sidewalk, moving softly down the street. One more side was waiting beside the player on the shelf. Funny how familiar songs help you find yourself. Nothing has to change to feel brand new. Final afternoon, turning nice and easy. Final afternoon, keeping perfect company. Every little melody finds another memory. Final afternoon, stay with me. Maybe every weekend needs a soundtrack of its own. One that asks for nothing except to be at home. The music keeps on spinning, the daylight slowly fades, and everything feels lighter than it did yesterday. Vinyl afternoon, one more side before the evening. Vinyl afternoon, no reason to be leaving. I remember how this silence learned to sing along. Vinyl afternoon, playing on. The river caught the sunlight like it had somewhere to be. Boats were drifting slowly with no concern for speed. A couple fed the pigeons, someone skipped a stone. The city's gentle heartbeat never felt so close to home. I let another hour slip quietly away. Riverside pause, watching water wander. Riverside pause, nothing pulling harder. Every little ripple carries yesterday away. Riverside pause, I'll stay. Cyclists cross the little bridge, flowers line the rail. Children chase their paper planes along the walking trail. Clouds reflected softly on the calm blue stream. The kind of place that quietly feels better than a dream. Some days ask for silence, more than words can say. Riverside pause, watching water wander. Riverside pause, nothing pulling harder. Every little destination waiting, no schedule left behind. Only open skies above and an easy state of mind. Maybe all the answers are hidden in plain view, flowing with the river instead of pushing through. Riverside Pause, golden light is fading. Riverside Pause, evening gently waiting. Every peaceful moment finds its way somehow. Riverside Pause, here and now. Riverside Pause, Riverside Pause, Riverside Pause. Sidewalks painted softly gold, storefront lights were waking as the air began to cool. I folded up the newspaper and finished what was left. A quiet day was settling without a single regret. No hurry now, the road feels kind. I'll carry all these little moments home tonight. Home before sunset, walking side by side. Home before sunset, nothing left to hide. Every little memory travels with me still. Home before sunset, always will. The station doors were closing. Someone smiled goodbye. A bicycle rolled slowly beneath the evening sky. The flowers from the market still rested by my side. Even simple Sundays can stay with us for life. Sundays never ask to be remembered. They simply are. Home before sunset, walking side by side. Home before sunset, nothing left to hide. Every little memory travels with me still. Home before sunset, always will. Tomorrow has its questions, Monday has its pace, but tonight belongs to quiet streets and familiar places. I'll leave